So let's go back to codeit.co.uk. Okay, and I have all the quiz planning on this page here. In fact, I even have it for Scratch 2.0, which is the new version, and also for the old version, although I'll say now I would encourage you to stick to the old version at the moment. I love Scratch 2.0, but I have had a few issues in some schools with it fading out on the browser because it works in the browser. But it's a fantastic one for the children to go on and use in their own time. Okay, so all the planning's here. Okay, so let's go and have a little look at one of my quizzes. And in fact, we use this already with the if and else blocks. So I'm just going to go and open one which is a little bit more developed. Okay, so Scratch quiz. Okay, simple no score. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, that's really not helpful because that's just giving you the answer in some ways. Okay, so what we have here is we have these same if-else blocks that we've got before, and what we've done, these are our 3 questions. All right, and what we've done is we've created a variable, and we've called our variable score in this case, and we've talked to the children. We said, well, actually, what would be a good score to start with when you're actually doing a quiz? And you know, there are always a few children who say, oh, I like to start at 20 points. And you say, well, okay, that's great, but would your teacher be happy if you did a maths test and you started with 20 points? And they can all see that that's not such a good thing. So the first thing we've done is we've set the score to 0. Okay, so we've set the variable to 0. So inside that little box, all right, there's nothing inside there. And in fact, if you're modeling this with pencils and a box, and I really would encourage you to do that. In fact, I have a box and I write the word score on it, and I'm very cross because I've left it in the car, but that's another issue. Okay, so you set the score to 0, and in fact, have a whole load of pencils in your box and just take them all out of the box. Then we ask the question. Okay, and in fact, before even asking the question, what I often say to the children, well, we've got 3 questions here. What are the 3 possible scores that I could get, okay, from a 3-question quiz? So go on in. Can you type into your chat box what are the possible scores that we could get from a 3-question quiz? And Andy is very, very quick on the mark there with 0, 1, 2, 3, and everybody else is whizzing there afterwards. Yeah, brilliant, thank you. Okay, so there's only 3, 0, 1, 2, brilliant. So what we've got here is there are these 4 possibilities. Now, it is worth drawing out with children those sort of things, really, because there will be children who think that actually they can sort of predict the score before. And I'll say, well, actually, do you think you could tell what score someone's going to get for your quiz? And there is always 1 or 2 who think you can, and you actually say, well, no, we've no idea. Okay, there is a possible 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so what we need to do is we want to give them a point every time they get this correct. Okay, and at this point we'll be saying, well, where would we put this box? Okay, I change score by 1 and we pop it into there, and then we put them in the same. So now what's happening is when we're modeling this with the children, okay, we model, well, if the answer equals 24, I type in the answer 25, and then you put a pencil into the box. You can even get the child who's holding the box to say what the score is afterwards. Okay, and then model the next one, and then the next one, and then you can ask, well, how many points are in our score variable? Oh, there's 3, there's 2, there's 1, there's nothing. Okay, and it's the computer that's keeping an eye on what's inside the box. We don't have to worry about it because the computer's doing it. Let's just model this really, really briefly and play this with you. Can you see the little score up the top here? Okay, so start my green flag block to start this. 5 times 5. Okay, I'm modeling this boxes, I get it correct, and you see it adds 1 point to the score up the top there. 4 times 2. Okay, let's get this one wrong. 9. Okay, I've gone down the different selection box. I didn't get an extra pencil in my box. I didn't get an extra point in my score variable. 10 times 10. Let's get this one right. 100, and I did get the extra pencil in the box. Okay, so variables are really, really useful tools in computing. I won't go into this in great depth, but I want to show you very, very briefly a little counting program that also uses variables. Okay, so let's go and open a counting program. Okay, this is my counting machine. I don't want one with a list. That's brilliant. Okay, so what we've got here is a very simple counting machine. In fact, we've got a couple of blocks of counting machine. I hope you can see them clearly here. Just like before, it sets the variable to 0. This one is going to count in hundreds. Okay. Now, the cat itself is actually going to say what's inside the variable for 1 second. And then we're going to change the variable by 100. So we're going to put another 100 inside our variable. Okay. So let's see if this works.